Hello, it's Nicole, and I am kicking off a month of writing. This isn't going to be a challenge, but I guess it's sort of a personal challenge for myself to just try and write as much as I can, but I'm not going to be super strict about it. All I'm trying to do is write more than I've written since the start of this year. I've had my ups and downs with my writing, but I really just want to get my first romance novel, which I'm calling Project 2A, as close to its final draft as possible. And June is my birthday month, so I thought, why not push myself a little bit to try to write to accomplish the goal and the dream that I've had for so long. I feel like the end is definitely in sight when it comes to this novel. I feel like I know exactly how I want it to turn out. I don't have any doubts about it. I just need to sit down and do it, which I haven't given myself the chance to do since the start of this year. I set out the goal to try to have the final draft, or as close to the final draft as possible, of my novel done by the end of March, but it's now already June. It's June 2nd. So for the month of June, I'm going to try to write every day, and I'm just setting a very loose goal of writing 200 words a day. That is a minimum, but from my past experience with doing any kind of challenge where I need to write a certain number of words a day, I know that even if I'm really not feeling it, I can at least get 200 words out, even if it's nothing. And I sort of just want to build up more of a habit with writing and something that I just pick up every day or almost every day, instead of just going months and months without writing, because I do enjoy it, and I sometimes forget that, and I get so busy that I just totally forget about all the passion projects that I have and things that I actually want to work on in my life. So that's what I'm doing. It'll be a nice little birthday treat for myself, so I am kicking off the vlog of that June journey today. I did write yesterday. It was a very busy day yesterday, just getting prepped for the week ahead because it was a Sunday. I did a whole bunch of gardening, meal prep, stuff around the house, and I managed to, at the very end of the day, just sit down and write. I was only going to write 200 words, but I got into it and I wrote just over 1,000 words of my prologue, rewriting that. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I am sort of taking my previous drafts and rewriting them into a brand new draft. And rather than telling myself that I am doing a bunch of editing, I'm trying to convince myself that I'm just massaging the story into its final draft, which has worked surprisingly well for my brain. I don't like saying that I'm editing because editing sounds very boring to me, technical, and I don't want to do that. I just want to make my story into the best version it can be. So I'm telling myself I'm massaging the words. I don't have a whole lot of time to write this morning. I went to my workout class and then I ran a few errands, and it's time for me to go to work very soon, but I still wanted to sit and eat my breakfast. I'm having a sandwich for breakfast. And yeah, just finish up a few thoughts from last night because I was writing into my bedtime, which actually made it kind of hard for me to sleep, but that's fine. A few thoughts I want to finish off, and I think I'm gonna write more tonight. Actually, how many words have I already written? So far today, I've written 145 words, which is great. That's only 60-ish more words that I have to write tonight, which I know I can do for sure. But for now, I'm gonna finish up my breakfast, go to work, and I will see you later. I just got home from a little after dinner walk. Nothing too eventful to report to you from today. Got home, reheated the dinner that I made yesterday, went for the walk, and now I'm gonna sit down and write. One of those mornings where I am fighting myself to get anything done. It's great that I managed to get up and take a shower and get dressed, because in that sense I'm ready to start the day, but because I'm not exercising this morning, I was wanting it to be a writing morning, and I still have a little bit of time to squeeze that in, but I'm honestly really just not feeling it. I made myself some tea, which looks very dark. I'm going to have some tea, have some breakfast, give my body what it needs, so hopefully my brain will start working with me and then we can get going. Because I don't have too much time before I need to go into work. I don't know if anyone else is like this. Tonight is trivia night. It's the beginning of a new trivia season. And I'm really looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm kind of dreading the rest of my day before the fun event, which I think is playing into this, but regardless, I still want to get my 200 words in, because I know by the time tonight is finished, I probably just won't have the energy or time to do it. So we're going to make breakfast and I'm going to get some words out, because even though I am not feeling it in the moment, I know once I get going, it'll be fine. The problem is, I just haven't left myself too much time to actually get it done. Here's the first step in a cup of tea. Even my Splenda is telling me I can do it, I can do it. A very nice cup of London Fog tea. It's like an Earl Grey tea that's very heavy on the vanilla, so it's delicious, with a little bit of milk and some sweetener in there. Another sandwich with a side of grapes this morning. While I was putting together the sandwich, it was a reminder for me to also express gratitude for all the things that I have and that I have the ability to sit down and write. A reminder that me for setting these goals of just writing 200 words a day is not a punishment, even though I think my brain is oh, you're telling me to do something and I don't want to have to do it. But I am grateful that I get to write and make my own stories. And I'm grateful that I have a job I get to go and work to, and I work with people I really enjoy. I guess our brains just lie to ourselves sometimes. I just get so caught up in these negative spirals when I don't even mean to. Something I'm continuously working on, and the day I get a proper morning routine going will be a good one, but for now I'm just going to quickly eat my breakfast and try to get those words in. If I don't get those words in, I guess I'm gonna bring my laptop with me later today to try to get in some writing, because there is usually an amount of time when I arrive at trivia where I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for other people to arrive. So maybe I could squeeze in some more words then. I don't know. Something else that I want to mention, which you've already seen this whole video, is that I have a new laptop, and I am very glad that I have a new laptop. I have been a PC user for my entire life. I've used Macs here and there every once in a while, but I've always been curious about them, and I've had my previous laptop for so long, getting to the point where physical things on it just weren't working. My keyboard kind of stopped working. I couldn't put any headphones in. So it's a bit of an early birthday present for myself, and I'm so glad that I have it. And I think it'll be really helpful for me to just be able to write more on the go and video edit. It's been great so far. There is somewhat of a learning curve, which I'm still learning when it comes to Mac, because PC is ingrained in my brain and probably will be for a very long time. But anyways, I just wanted to mention it because I realized that you've been seeing this laptop that looks completely different from my old one, and I should tell you about it. Also, I finally got the IKEA chair that I have been dreaming about. It is new to you, but not so new to me. I got it back in March, I believe. When it finally came in stock, I just decided, you know what? I have the money saved up. I've been wanting it for so long. I'm just gonna make the leap, and here it is. It has been my favorite place to sit every single evening. It is so comfortable and I'm in love with it. Highly recommend it. And after me telling you, I feel like I don't have too much time to write. I've just been blabbering this whole time. So enough of that, let's write. My chair is so squeaky. I just wrote 191 words, so I'm just 9 words off. Maybe I can just get it out, and then I don't even have to bring my laptop with me, which would be nice. And then I don't even have to worry about writing for the rest of the day. I'm already feeling better, which just makes me want to roll my eyes at myself, because why was I stuck in bed for hours this morning? But I'm trying to give myself some grace. We're just going to finish up the next couple of words. I actually just finished doing a rewrite of the prologue. I'm not going to go back and read it. I'm just going to leave it for now, but I'm going to move on to the next chapter. I still have a couple more minutes before I have to get out the door, so I'm just going to write a few sentences to get started off on chapter 1. After doing the workshopping with my friends who very kindly read over chapter 1, I've decided to just like totally change the setting to hopefully give it something that I feel like it was missing before, which was I used to have it taking place in a restaurant, and this is sort of where all my characters meet to kick off this like season leading up to the big event, which is a wedding, where they all get together in a room and meet each other. And I didn't like how busy the restaurant was, and then I had tried writing it in my main character's parents' houses, like a parent would be hosting this wedding lunch for everyone to get together. But one of my friends from my writers group had the fantastic suggestion of like, why don't you just put it in the bride and groom's apartment, because it's a big fancy apartment, it's neutral ground for both parties to meet. I wish I had thought of that sooner. So I'm just gonna get started on that, finish off the rest of my sandwich, and then get out the door. I don't think I'm gonna talk to you after this because time to go, but I just want to say thank you for listening to my rambles and listening to me talk myself out of a negative thought cycle. I don't want to come off as ungrateful at all. It's just something that I struggle with, and if you relate to this at all, it would be very helpful if you left me a little comment letting me know I'm not alone. Maybe we can encourage each other to get out of this cycle in general. I'm feeling very awkward for being so vulnerable, but it's a daily struggle, and I do tend to like make myself feel ashamed of it when I know that I shouldn't, because shame will not get me anywhere. So I hope sharing this helps you. But anyways, I need to eat and I need to write. We have jumped forward in time to July already. It's July 2nd. June is over, and I'm here to give you a recap of how my entire month went. I believe I last left you off in the first week of June, and honestly, I don't know where the month went. I stayed consistent with my writing still, which I'm really proud with, and I'll be honest, I did sort of drop off towards the end of the month in the last week or so, and I missed a few days here and there. June is my birthday month, so there was a lot of celebrating around that, a lot of time spent planning for my party, which I'm sure there will be another video about. And then I went on a little vacation for a week, which was very nice. Me and my husband went on a getaway to Victoria and then just spent some nice time at home before returning to work. I ended up writing 7,187 words, or I guess I should say rewriting. I know that the word count may not seem like a lot. I did set the goal of only writing 200 words every day as like a minimum, and I think on the days that I did write, I ended up averaging about 350 words, which is more than what I thought, and I'm just glad that I got back into it because it sort of removed that scary barrier of putting off doing the rewrite and doing like editing as I go, setting this like low stakes goal. It was easy to stick to. It made me feel good to be consistent, to keep working on my story. And it's wild to me thinking about how in the past I've been able to write 50,000 words during like the NaNoWriMo challenges, but I think June is a very different kind of month. The weather is so much warmer, there's more to do outside, friends want to meet up. So I'm just really glad I got the writing in, and even though I intended to vlog my process throughout June with my writing and this like daily writing goal, I honestly found that I really didn't have anything to say as I was doing the rewrites. The sort of massaging technique has been working really well, just kind of looking at the writing and then side by side doing a brand new rewrite. I feel like it's making a lot of things stronger. I just sort of made it part of my routine most of the time. For a little bit in the evening when my husband and I are spending some time together, I would just end up pulling out my laptop, doing my little bit of writing and leaving it at that. Even if I was really tired after work or I wasn't feeling it, or if I knew I would be busy in the evening, I would just make sure to put aside some time to get those words in. There were a few days where I sat down to write and I didn't even really reach the 200 words, but I felt like I had sort of done enough in the time that I had and just left it at that. So that was my little experiment, and going forward into July and onwards. I want to keep this going. I've been working on this novel for a while, on and off, and I think I'm just ready for it to be done. I feel like I know the characters inside and out and their stories inside and out, and there's nothing new that I'm really adding. I'm just sort of refining it, but I will try to keep you updated in some capacity. I just feel like it's not very exciting to talk about it, but if you find it interesting, please let me know down below. But if you find even the boring parts interesting, like me just telling you that I was able to get in 200 words today and it went well, etc., let me know. I'm glad I did this. I ended up doing a rewrite that I feel good of my prologue and the first 3 chapters of my book, so there's more to go, and I guess that's that. That's the end of the update for you. Thank you for following along in this video. I intended it to be more videos than just this, but sorry, you're just getting the one. As usual, let me know how your writing's going, how your summer's going. I hope you're staying cool. We're going through a little bit of a heat wave here, but it seems to be cooling down, which I'm very thankful for. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. Please leave me a like if you enjoyed the video, or leave me a comment down below. Just anything, just to say hi. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!